So, you're a dog owner in Cedar Hill and you're looking for the right trainer. You are absolutely in the right place. In this guide, we're going to walk through how to find the perfect professional to help you and your dog live your best lives together.
Just imagine it for a second. Enjoying a relaxed walk on the trails without any pulling, or having friends come over without your dog jumping all over them. These aren't just daydreams, they're totally achievable. The right trainer can give you the roadmap to make it happen.
Okay, here's our game plan. We've broken it all down into 5 easy sections. First, we'll talk about setting goals that make sense for life here in Cedar Hill. Then, we'll look at the different kinds of training and how to actually vet a trainer. We'll also get into local costs and rules and finish up with some great local spots to practice.
All right, let's start with your day-to-day life. A really great trainer is someone who gets the specifics of living in Cedar Hill. You know, teaching your dog to walk politely past other dogs on the sidewalk, or to settle down while you're grabbing a bite to eat. The whole point is to find training that fits your actual life. The foundation for all great training is something called positive reinforcement. Really, it's all about building trust. You reward the behavior you want to see with a treat, with praise, whatever your dog loves, instead of using fear or punishment. It's not only way more effective, it makes your bond with your dog so much stronger. So now that we know the what, let's talk about the how. You know, training is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. There are different formats for different needs, and picking the right one is all about your dog and your specific goals. Let's break down the 2 most common choices. Private in-home lessons are fantastic for tackling those issues that happen inside your house, like going bonkers when the doorbell rings or snatching food off the counter. Group classes, on the other hand, are awesome for practicing good manners around distractions and other dogs. Plus, they're usually a bit easier on the wallet. Of course, there are also some more specialized options. Board and train programs are really intensive, but you have to remember that your follow-up when your dog comes home is absolutely critical. Day training is a great choice for busy owners, and behavior modification is designed specifically for more serious challenges like deep anxiety or reactivity. So you have an idea of the method you want, maybe the format that seems best, but the single biggest piece of this whole puzzle is the trainer themselves. So how do you make sure you're picking the right person for the job? Okay, let's get into how to properly check out a trainer. We're going to cover 3 main things: understanding what those certifications mean, knowing the right questions to ask, and why having a consultation is so important. You're going to see a lot of acronyms next to trainers' names, and they can kind of look like alphabet soup, but they really matter. They stand for education and a commitment to ethical standards. For instance, KPA-CTP tells you they're skilled in clicker training. A CPD-TKA or KSA means they pass some pretty comprehensive exams. And if you see certifications from the IAABC or a CBCCKA, that indicates they have specialized expertise for tougher issues like fear. A CTC is another great one from the highly respected Academy for Dog Trainers. When you actually talk to a potential trainer, this list of questions is your best friend. Definitely ask about their methods to make sure they're using that positive approach we talked about. A really big one is asking how they'll customize a plan for your dog, because every dog is different. And if you're dealing with a serious behavior issue, asking if they'll work with your vet is a huge sign of a real professional.
And here's a really important tip. A good trainer should be more than happy to chat with you before you spend any money. This first talk is your chance to see if your personalities click and if you feel good about their approach. It's a totally risk-free way to make a much better decision.
All right, let's get into the practical side of things. Understanding the costs and the local rules is just part of being a responsible dog owner here in Cedar Hill.
This table should give you a pretty good idea of what to expect, cost-wise, in our area. As you can see, group classes are usually the most affordable way to get started. On the other end, something intensive like a board and train is a much bigger investment. Having these numbers just helps you budget for what's right for you. Being a good dog-owning citizen in Cedar Hill is pretty straightforward. The city requires your dog to be on a leash no longer than 6 feet in public spaces. State law requires that their rabies vaccination is always current. And finally, managing excessive barking isn't just being polite, it's part of our local rules. Good training helps you nail all of these. Okay, and now we get to the really fun part. Once you start training, you need places to practice all those new skills in the real world. This is where all that hard work really starts to pay off. We've got some fantastic local spots to get that practice in. Cedar Hill State Park is just perfect for mastering loose leash walking with all sorts of real-world distractions. Crawford Park Dog Park gives you a safe, fenced-in space to work on that all-important recall skill. And the trails at Penn Farm are a great way to practice good manners in a totally new setting.
When it comes right down to it,
Success is about these three things. It starts with a good plan and a humane approach. And it's all held together by consistent practice. That's the formula for a confident, happy dog.
You know, the end result of all this isn't just the dog that behaves. It's about building a deeper partnership, one that lets you confidently enjoy everything our city has to offer, together. Taking the time now to find the right trainer is really an investment in a happier future for both of you. We wish you the very best of luck on that journey.